Hi everyone, we're going to talk today about creating seamless patterns. So at this point you've already created your assets for your patterns, the objects that will be in them. We're going to put a bounding box around all of our assets and copy them. And we're going to go to a new artboard that's 3 inches by 3 inches and press OK. And we're going to paste our assets on here. We can do Command V or copy paste. And overall, I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put a bounding box around all of them again, and by holding Shift, transform them to make them a little bit smaller. I'm then going to arrange my assets around this artboard, and I want some that are hanging off of the edge, and I'll show you why in a moment. That'll help us create this idea of a seamless pattern. So right now I'm just working on arranging things, making some decisions, what size I want things, where I want them to be. Anything that's hanging off of the edge, I have to repeat on the opposite side in order for it to be seamless. So I'm going to show you that in just a moment. What we're going to end up doing is selecting those areas and copying them to the opposite end of the artboard. I'm still working here on getting things looking the way that I want to, and it's totally fine to take your time at this point. Okay, so I'm going to select what's hanging off the edge on the top, and I'm going to go Command Copy, Command C, and Command F, which is going to copy it on top. And I want to move it down on the y-axis to the bottom. So I'm going to -3 from both the y-axis in transform. I'm going to do the same thing with what's on the right-hand side. I'm going to go to I copied and pasted on top, and I'm -3 to get to the other side. And I think I said -3 for the last one, and it's plus, I believe. I can at this point rearrange things that I haven't copied. And now what I'm going to do is open up my layers panel. And once I have the layers panel open, I am going to group all of my assets together. And you'll see that they're grouped now. And now I'm going to make a background. So I'm going to click with the rectangle tool and put the width as 3 by 3. I can go in here and investigate some colors and decide what color I want for the background. So I choose a color for the fill of this background, and I press OK. And I want to now send this background to the back and align it. So I'm going to put 1.5 and 1.5 for the X and Y axis. And I'm going to send this background to the back. And once I've done that, I'm going to copy the background. And actually I decided I didn't love the color, so I went back in once I saw it and I changed it up. That looks a little bit better. So now I select just the background, and I'm going to Command Copy, Command F to get a second background. And on the bottom one, I'm going to make the fill blank, so it has no fill and no stroke. And then that I want to make sure that that one is on the bottom. The no fill, no stroke is on the bottom. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everything by putting a bounding box on it and slide that into the swatches panel. I'm going to deselect that and go ahead and make any shape. I think I chose a rectangle. Let's see. Yep, a rectangle. And I've chosen to fill it with this new swatch, with the pattern swatch. And even as I expand this new shape, you'll see that I have my swatch there. It fills right up with the pattern. I can even adjust the scale of the pattern by right-clicking and going to Transform Scale. And I want to make sure I click on Transform the Pattern, not the object. And I can adjust the size of the scale here. So you can see that I've made it much smaller at this point. I hope you found this helpful. I'm excited to see what you create.